Take two.
Yeah, take two.
Take two. That means there was a take one. We did what we're about to do for an hour and a half yesterday.
Had, I don't know, probably like 10 different conversations in that.
Amazing, free-flowing, non-scripted conversations. What happened? Somebody, I'm not going to mention any names,
I will. It's Michael. It's all Michael's fault.
happened to record one of the cameras from the two cameras in a different frame rate, which caused the audios to not link up, which drove us insane, which meant we had to redo it. But, you know, it's a learning experience. That's what this is. We are testing out our new podcast room here with Mr. Clay and Mr. Michael and myself, and as the first inaugural episode of
Rent Trekkers Podcast.
First podcast.
Huevos Rancheros.
Fun fact for any of you that don't know, you have to record, if you have two cameras, it has to be in the same frame rate for the audio to line up. Which is crazy, because frame rate sounds like a visual thing.
And it's not.
But it affects the audio as well.
It's looked normal at the beginning, and then towards, I guess, the hour mark, you're sitting there, and I'll be doing this, and it'll look like this.
I know it's probably been 35 till Tuesdays that I've edited for you guys, at least.
Yeah.
And at least probably 20 times I've mentioned y'all both need to shoot in 24 frames
They're separated.
per second. Just saying.
But it's never been a problem. It's been a problem for you. It's never been a problem at the end.
That's why I was like, oh, so it can't be that big a deal. Like it's like the visual looks different when you cut, but it's not. It's an audio thing. Didn't know that. So this is obviously a trial
Lessons
period.
Lessons were learned yesterday.
Well, the good news is we actually were sitting there waiting to go to dinner, and as I was doing stuff in my house, I said, Clay, sit down. If you want to start editing those, we consider it was like you could edit them on the plane on the way home, yada, yada. So he said, no, I'll look at it right now. He looked at it, and we noticed. That is the good news. We noticed before this man left, because this would have been for nothing.
Yeah.
So at least we got to fix it. This is what we're doing. We are testing out this room. We're testing out different aspects of this room, including the lighting. So if you have anything constructive you want to say about the setup, but what you'd like to see differently, different camera angles, or if you'd like to see a different, more light, less light.
I got something to say. Before you do what he said, you're going to fuss about this video
100%.
because the audio is not here the way it needs to be. But explain to them why
Jeff Bezos screwed us over.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to bash Bezos a little bit.
Yeah.
We have these Rode microphones, which most people who make YouTube content do have these. They're great. They work great for Tool Tuesday because there's two of us. But now that there are three of us, and eventually, hopefully, there'll be more people on this show, 3, 4, 5, even 6 people at one time, the two microphones will work, and they don't sell anything, as far as I'm aware, that is multiple microphones in the same setup. So we had to order a different set. And we did that to find out that overnight delivery does not mean overnight delivery for some people. Jeff.
Even if you pay for overnight delivery, doesn't mean you're getting overnight delivery.
It said 10 to 4. My happy ass sat there from 10 to 4 like a dog waiting for their owner to come home. Guess what didn't show up? That big ass blue truck.
Well, Amazon did stop by. It was just
no, they did. Yeah, that even crazier.
It's just a different shit.
As I was walking out, giving up, an hour past the set delivery date or time, I walk outside. I'm like, son of a bitch. You know what, Jeffy? You're good. Pulls up, gets out, give me my package. It's a freaking blanket my wife ordered. Nothing else. Yeah. I was like, I'm boycotting.
No,
you know what, Jeff? You're not getting my money anymore.
Yeah. Well, but so Rent Trekkers Podcast is going to be exactly this. We're going to sit somebody down. If we've asked for local people to reach out to us, and maybe we can get some people that work in the trades in our area, as well as some dealers that we've talked to already that can come on the podcast, and we can talk to them about their daily life and working as a tool dealer, different things they encounter, problems that they have, things that they love about it. Of course, we can incorporate some of the tools in here, but you've worked in the trade for a long time. So I kind of wanted to get your background on that. You had a long
time.
You're old. you had a diesel business. You were working on trucks for a while.
Like, I've always worked on my own stuff, right? Because we didn't have like a ton of money to carry something to the shop every time. So you kind of grew up, especially where we live. It's all rural farm, so you kind of grow up and change your own brakes, or if you got a U-joint bad, you'd do that, kind of thing. And so, like, my whole life, like, we just fixed our own stuff. And then I had a hot shot business is where I started, you know, in a 2007 1-ton Dodge Dually. And it had a 48-foot flatbed on the back of it. And it kind of went from moving cows into, like, once you would go out to Kansas to the feed lot, you know, you would be coming back home and you kind of talk to guys, right? And you see a guy that's got a really nice Dodge Dually doing the same thing, but he's pulling drill stems. You talk to him, he's like, dude, there's more work out here than you know what to do with. And that kind of led into, like, that guy gave me a phone number, and you start running drill stem back and forth from Texas to Nebraska or South Dakota or wherever.
Because you got the flatbed. That's all. That you just happen to have it.
You know, you can make.
You say 48 feet?
Yeah. So you can make really good money. And then I kind of fell into hauling some, like, rolls of aluminum siding.
Was that paid by the mile or by the job?
Yes, by the mile.
Yeah.
So.
And was it the whoever needed the drill stem moved contact a broker? The broker would reach out to different companies to hire
so they
you.
put them on load boards like that, load boards, and that's kind of how I did everything. And then, you know, after you drive a pickup truck for 1,000 miles a day, you kind of wish you had a little bit better ride.
More room too.
So, luckily for me, where we live, there's a lot of industry that involves trucking, you know, and those people that were kind of over those loads it was people you knew. So we took that Dodge truck. Now I was putting a lot of miles on that truck. Like every weekend when I'd come home, I'd have to change the oil in it, you know, and like every
what?
Yeah,
every weekend.
Yeah, 'cause you put like 1,000 miles a day on that thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is nuts.
Because like I'm not condoning outlaw trucking, but like if you're willing to run the miles, 1,000 to 1,200 miles a day, you can make really, 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 really good money.
You'd say outlaw trucking, you mean like that's illegal to run that many miles
Yeah.
a day? Yeah.
What is the?
Was it?
Do you know?
Was it then? Like, has the restrictions gotten more?
Yeah, because now it's e-logs, right? So,
But they were always restricted. He's asking if did it get worse?
well, you can't really cheat e-logs.
You can't cheat, but you were never supposed to.
Right.
Okay.
So you would run, and you'd make really good money. So we took that money and reinvested it into a truck. Like I bought an older Eagle International truck, and it was a really good truck. It had a Detroit engine in it. And
You bought. It wasn't a Peterbilt. Your first truck
no,
wasn't.
my first one wasn't.
This man's got a Peterbilt gold chain on right now.
Yeah.
And your first truck wasn't a
I couldn't
Peterbilt.
afford it. Like I don't have the freaking BM money, Hoss. I mean, shit, I'm working for a living.
You
know?
got a gold ass chain with a Peterbilt logo on it. You got something. You got something now.
You got a Peterbilt tattoo.
This cat could pull out a freaking truck that's stuck with his gold chains. Let's. I don't have the VM money, so I had to pay for my first truck. So I bought an older International. It was a good truck. It was a pre-emissions truck, and to be honest with you, it's the best truck I had out of all the fleet going forward, because everything going forward was emission trucks. And you guys that watch this channel, you work on diesels, and you know what I'm talking about. Emissions suck. So
I mean, you ran on like dyed diesel.
No. Dyed diesel is just off-road diesel. Like it didn't have the emission system on the truck, so you didn't have DF and the region.
They didn't have
and
any
all that.
emission systems?
No. It was.
That's crazy.
It was real. That's when
That is
trucks
nuts.
were made for trucking.
That's crazy.
I had a really good friend of mine that did the booking, or I guess it would be the outbound freight for Marathon. So I bought a reefer trailer, and we started hauling cheese. Like I would haul cheese up to Canton, Ohio, and for you
Did you ever
guys-
eat any of it?
No,
I feel like I would have.
I just hauled it.
Why not?
What was like
They
the most
never know.
popular kind of cheese you saw?
It was in boxes. I didn't give a
Just
shit.
curious, like
I was
pimento.
I don't know, man. You don't see nobody for days. You think you'd be
I was
interested in the
getting
product you're carrying.
$3 a mile. I didn't give a damn what was in that trailer.
Did it smell?
Oh,
No.
you didn't care what was in it.
I didn't care.
Interesting.
So I would haul the cheese up to like Canton, Ohio, and then I would bring back milk from Canton, from Superior Dairy there, and I would haul it back south and to like Memphis, and then I'd reload and go back. You know, that's kind of the route that I run. And then I had a really good friend of mine that kind of moved up in like the world of Cooper Tire, and he knew a guy that knew a guy that got us some loads there. So like I started with one truck and one trailer, And then that escalated into I'll buy another truck with a dry van, and we're hauling Cooper tires from Tupelo, Mississippi, down to the Dallas area, Grand Prairie, Texas. So I hired a guy, and that's all he did. And I was running the cheese back and forth and this and that. So on the weekends, we'd just service our own trucks and work on them and this and that. So that's when I got into the Peterbilts after that, because like everybody that's ever been an owner-operator has faced the dilemma. If you own one truck and your truck goes down, you've lost 100% of your income. If you have two trucks running, you lose one truck because it's 50%. Broke, you got 50%. So what's better than that? Buy 3, 4 trucks, right? You got 4 trucks, one goes down, you lose 25% of your income. It's great in theory.
But they're expensive. Now they're crazy expensive.
Yeah, it's like $150,000 a pop. So, yeah, for a truck.
You think tool dealers would have the same mentality?
The problem is the new trucks are all emissions trucks, and then things tear up a lot. Like there's always def dosers, temperature sensors. It's just a pain in the ass dealing with emissions.
How old were you during this time?
Man, I was probably 30s.
That's crazy. In 2 years.
So like 2 trucks grew into 4, 4 grew into 8, and like eventually like we was doing I was doing really good. So I had a good friend of mine at the time that owned a brokerage business, and he wanted to, like, I didn't got to the point where, and you guys know, especially guys that work in truck shops, know that truck drivers are not the very best at taking care of stuff. Like they will tear up shit that you didn't know could even be tore up. Like you would come in one day and the DOT bumper would be folded plumb up under the trailer. They're never going to be mud flaps on everything because they're going to back over curbs. They get between the tire and it rips them off.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's hard to, how do I put this?
But that's not...
Roads are made for cars. That's what they were like designed to be comfortable with. And truck drivers, I don't think get enough credit.
Okay, keep going.
They don't get enough credit for how difficult it is to actually handle those behemoths in different settings.
Whoop in front of a big truck and then hit their brakes.
Exactly. Like, what are they supposed to do?
You're on a death mission because that's 80,000 pounds moving at... My trucks weren't governed. So if they're running 78 and you whoop
you're done.
People really have
an idiot.
They have
no
awareness,
no feel.
Yeah. So anyway, like he owned a brokerage business, and it's really big is in the brokerage business if you own a fleet of trucks too, because like if you can't book those loads, you can cover them with your truck. So like you get a lot more loads. So anyway,
you just have drivers on call.
No, you keep them busy all the time. Like you'd route them through and pick up a load. Like let him drop this trailer at the shop.
Logistically, that sounds like a nightmare.
It is.
Yeah.
But like the biggest part, and anybody will tell you that works for a truck shop or a truck fleet or that's involved in trucking, the hardest thing in trucking is keeping your people on schedule, right? So like you would let a guy come home for a weekend, like he would, be passing through. Say he's got to deliver Monday in Brandon, your trucking company's here, right?
Okay.
You come on home, stay the weekend, spend the night with your family on Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday night. I need you to leave to deliver this load at Brandon at 9 o'clock that night. Sounds like it's a great deal, right? The guy got to spend the whole weekend home. The problem is, in trucking, guys don't show back up when they're supposed to. Or
really?
Because they go home and they may they just don't show back up on time.
They don't give a shit. Like they got a pocket full of money because like most truck drivers make decent money.
And they're all the contractors, correct?
No, they're independent workers.
That's what I'm saying. They're contractors, though.
Well, they're not contractors.
They're employees, W-2 employees?
Employees, yeah.
Well, you
pay them per mile. Yeah, you can fire them, but...
You got to find a new one. Yeah, it's not easy to just get a new one right away. I guess so.
It's not like it's the easiest thing in the world to find good ones.
What if we started like the Chick-fil-A of truck drivers?
Y'all can have it. Like I'm done.
Dude,
what if it was just stellar, like service? They were there, reliable 100% of the time.
Logistics companies get massive though. What's that one that's here? AL.
Logistics it's crazy because there's no limit to how much you can do. You just get more people.
Yeah.
Like it's
so like I would come in, like you would let this guy come home for the weekend, and we've got a Walmart distribution center that's really close to where we live. Okay. So a lot of products we would backhaul them in, So you let the guy come home for the weekend, and he's supposed to have this at Walmart at say 10 a.m. I would come in at 7, the damn truck and trailer's still sitting there.
Ooh.
And you're like, okay, the guy's going to come in like at 8, you know, because you want to be early. You don't want to be late. Because if you get late, you get pushed to the line, and like you sit there all day.
Yeah.
So, like 8:30 rolls around, you ain't seen your guy. 9 o'clock rolls around, you ain't seen your guy. He's got a 40-minute drive to get it there. So you call him. Oh man, yeah, I'm not coming in today. So then you as the owner,
You got to hop in the truck.
like whatever you got going on in the shop or whatever you got going on in the office, you have to get in the truck and go deliver this guy's load. And then it may not be that simple. It may be, well, this load's got to be in Atlanta today at 3 o'clock. So now you got a 6-hour trucking drive to deliver this guy's load because he didn't do what he was supposed to. So it becomes just a pain in the ass, you know, because like when you're dealing with 16 people that's there only for a paycheck, it's rough.
And also, I'm assuming these people, and I don't mean to bunch them in together, but I don't assume they're the type of people who take other people's shit very well. They are very proud people.
Well, not really. I mean, like you can.
You don't have many. You have a push. You met a lot of pushover truck drivers.
No, I wouldn't say any of them are pushovers.
That's what I'm getting at. They're tougher people.
But like they understand that this load has to be there, but they just don't give a shit.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. So the thing is, you say something to them like, "I don't care about you." They will tell you that they're there for themselves, and they'll make that known.
So you mean you're always working on your own trucks?
Yeah. So you would have to like leave and go deliver this load, and then you got to get them.
It's like tow truck drivers almost, right?
Right.
But I'm saying, how often did you have trucks go down?
Every day, like with emission. Not every day, but like. As a rule of thumb, if you have an emissions truck and it's on the road
5 a week
2
if you have your
weeks
fleet
without a problem, like you got lucky.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Like those trucks are constant.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
So were you not bringing them to shops? You were doing the work yourself?
Yeah. So like we had enough trucks in our fleet that we was able to get the Davies software, which is the, you know, the OEM software for Pat car engines, because our entire fleet at this time was Peterbilt's.
Do you have to have a certain amount of trucks to
Kenworth.
have access to that?
I don't know, like we had 16 total.
I mean, you had enough to where it just made sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, the guy wanted to buy me out, so I was like, shit, yeah, let's do it.
The broker.
Yeah. So the deal was for 12 months, I would still run the company, you know, and we'll still work in the shop, maintain the fleet. And after 12 months, he's going to learn enough that he can go do it on his own.
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and 12 months rolled around like you never seen the guy.
So he never, oh boy.
So like 12 months rolled around, and like, okay, I've fulfilled my end of the bargain. Like, and I'm not going to say that he didn't pay me well. He paid me really well for doing the job, but like I'm still doing the same damn job as when I owned it. So versus
owning it,
16 trucks, and say you walk away with 18 to 20% profit on it, I'm doing it for a flat salary now.
Yeah.
And when it's not yours, it's really a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Yep.
So.
But what ended up happening with the bit? Like, did the business do well afterwards, or not well?
Like, so, you know, a year come along, and it got pretty rough between me and him, because I'm like, look, like, this is.
Like, I'm done.
This is when it is.
Yeah.
Like, it was like pretty much 12 months to the day.
Yeah.
You know, because I was ready to get my life back together. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he
comes
in.
You had a lot of land. Were you parking the trucks and stuff at your house and running out of your property?
Everything was at the shop.
Okay.
So, like, I kept everything there.
Was that the same shop that Diesel Medic ended up running out of?
So, that was like the end goal, you know, was to go that route. And so he walks in one day and, you know, okay, we got to move. We're moving to Tupelo. Who's going with me?
Nope.
And it was crickets.
Oh no!
Because,
oh no,
like,
that's the worst.
Like I had the best dispatcher in the world. Like any of my drivers that worked there, like Christy was my dispatcher, and she was gold. Like
good employees are not easy to come by. They really aren't.
Like,
especially
she's
in the
one
service.
of those you could say, I've got to run this load to Atlanta because he didn't show up. This is what's got to be done today, and I never had to call her. Like never.
Self-sufficient employees.
Probably the best you could ever ask.
Those are the ones worth keeping and worth paying.
You know, and then. We had some really good people handling the logistics side of stuff. So, you know, like they walk in and they're like, well, we're not driving an extra 40 miles to work every day.
Ooh.
Like, and two, a lot of your employees, you know, being a good employee to a company is invaluable. Like it really is, right? Like, but a lot of that comes from trust, you know, like, you know, I'm going to do you right, you're going to do me right, we're all going to make it together. And, you know, when you got somebody new comes in that they don't know, that kind of messes the chemistry of it.
It wants to implement their own strategies they learned at business school. Yeah.
We was kind of forced into doing the diesel medic kind of before we was ready to do it, if that makes sense. Like, it happened overnight.
Why is that?
Because when he come in, he's like, I'm done. We're moving to Tupelo. It's over. We're taking it down here, and you guys are going with me. And everybody's like, yeah, no, I'm good.
So you
like
had to
the
employ all
shop
those people?
guys that was on the payroll, like he's making the payroll at this time,
Yep.
right? So he's paying everybody's check. So they're like, no, I'm not going.
I quit, essentially.
And I'm like, I'll open up the shop.
Oh, so you essentially start a business just to help support the people
Yeah,
who were originally there for you.
The end goal was to keep the shop no matter what. But, you kind of need a transition time into that, because I wasn't expecting him to come in and say, we're moving it this week. Like, I thought it was going to be.
We have 6 months, who's staying, who's going.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get our ducks in a row.
But, like, I told him, I was like,
But
this is the end of.
set up. Did you have a shop? Like, all the equipment already there to work on your own truck, so it was
yeah.
like it was ready to go basically, but
Right.
you weren't ready for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you want to have enough work lined up to keep going, right?
Do
because
most
at that point,
do most trucking businesses have their own shop like that?
the
Like,
small
'cause-
ones do, because you can't afford. Because here's the deal, right? Like, a big truck shop is even worse than, like, if you take your truck back to Ford today. Like, you may have to leave it there 3 or 4 days while they fix it. Well, a big truck, like, every day that truck's down, you're losing multiple thousands of dollars a day. Because people don't factor in the cost of the truck, the trailer, the insurance that you still have to pay.
Insurance
while
probably
that truck's
ignorant on
running,
that.
right?
Oh, I never even thought about the
And then your
insurance on that.
driver, if you don't have another truck to put him in, he's leaving. He's going to work for the next company down the street.
Yeah,
right?
he needs to get paid.
So, like, when that truck's down and you take it to Peterbilt because your SCR is going bad on your truck, or your dosing valve's bad, or whatever the case is, they're like, okay, we'll get it in the shop tomorrow and look at it. Okay. Well, they put it in the shop. Well, we don't have the parts. We're going to have to order it to be a week and a half before it gets here.
Oh, boy.
And then you got to wait in line again once that part comes in. So, like, your truck may be down a whole week. So, where if you have your own shop and you can diagnose the problem, you get it in and you fix it yourself. Like, you push that into the front of the line to get that truck back rolling. But
Do you know whatever happened to that guy? I mean, he took the trucking business to Tupelo, and
It didn't
did he
do well.
continue to operate?
yeah, because, like, he had to hire people, like, that was normally booking loads to try to book his truck.
It wasn't
And,
working.
And a lot of truck drivers, it's all about respect too, right? Because, like, your good truck drivers, the guys that really hustle for you, you take care of them. Like, if they come in like, man, I need a new seat. Okay. You got
Gotcha.
a $600 air ride seat in there, or, some of them, every trucker that drives, they want to have a little something different than the other guy, right? Like, I want chicken lots on my trailer, or I want this, or I want that. Okay. Like, those guys, you do that.
You take care of them.
Right. But the guy that you had to deliver his load last week because he decided he just didn't want to come to work on Monday.
You don't take care of that person.
You can ride on that rough ass seat. I don't care.
Yeah.
But, like, your really good drivers, they get used to that and they expect that from you, right? Because, like, your good ones,
It's like
you
being
make sure their truck, like, if they bring that truck to the shop on the weekend, you make sure it's washed and clean, and you armor all the tires for that guy.
It's like taking care of someone's office at
He's
a
ready to go.
corporate building.
Yeah.
So, like, they didn't have that option when they moved the office. Like, the trucks had to stay on the gravel parking lot, and then it was having to go to truck shops to be repaired. And,
Oh, boy.
like,
So, like, you running that business, obviously you had the people that were driving the trucks.
yeah,
You on a day-to-day were just taking care of the trucks. Like,
yeah. I mean, like, I had to make sure that.
He was the diesel medic.
I mean,
had to
obviously
make
you were handling like the business end
Yeah,
of the whole
like-
thing, but
Right.
day to day,
And, like,
a lot of your time was just spent taking care of the trucks, fixing certain things, and
yeah, because, like, those
adding-
reefers, you have to wash them out.
Yeah.
Like, make sure they're clean on the inside.
There's a lot of-
How many people do you have on like the labor part of the payroll?
I had 3, me and 2 other guys that run everything that was going in the
16
shop.
trucks.
And then you had the people in the office that booked the truck.
But the ones that did all the work on the trucks or washed, did all that stuff in the truck, that's 3.
3 of us, yeah.
It was 16
But
trucks.
I've never asked my guys to wash the trucks. I did that myself.
Oh my
because nobody wants to wash a truck. It
Yeah.
sucks, right?
It's a lot. It's massive.
We did it ourselves. Like I would drag
Well, you
a
say
pressure
we,
washer.
but you say we.
Yeah.
You're you.
Well, my wife would help me. Like we'd drag the pressure washer out there, would set it up in the back of the reefer, you'd push it all the way to the front, and you'd pressure
Golly.
wash the whole thing. And then obviously there's pallet nails and everything else that's come out
Yep.
of the cracks of the reefer, so you gotta
Sweep all that out.
magnet
Yeah.
up all the nails and sweep up the pallet
Man.
trash and go. So the whole way I kind of got into YouTube was from that, right? Because a lot of guys that drive a truck, their mentality is it's not my truck. I really don't want to mess with having to fix it. And then you have some of those guys that are like, look, I'm making money if my truck's driving, so I need to drive, right? So if they call you at 2 a.m. and you wake up from a dead sleep and I'm like, man, my brake chamber blew, like what I need to do? Like, well, you can pinch off the airline and back off the slack adjuster, and then you can drive it to, now this is not
The nearest
legal.
shop or.
It's not legal to do this, right? But like, had you rather
This is not advice. This is not
had
advice.
you rather sit on the road for 4.5 hours while you're waiting on a tow truck, or had you rather get under there and pinch the airline off, back your slack adjuster off, drive the other 4 miles you got to go to unload it, and then drive to a truck stop and get it fixed, right? Like most people would rather have that pain.
Willing to do it, yeah.
So that's kind of how we started with the YouTube world. Is like, you know, the guys that's watch my channel know Bill was great. Like I could depend on Bill like nobody else.
That was an employee or a truck
Bill,
driver?
Bill, yeah. So I told Bill, I was like, man, we need to like make some videos of showing how to do some of the simple stuff, so the truckers, when they call you at 2 a.m, you can just send them a video and they can follow it step by step, and that way they can get on down the road. And I mean, it'd be simple stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like changing a headlight. You wouldn't think
That doesn't seem-
that's not common sense.
Yeah, that's
like
not-
we had some drivers that said, I got to have a headlight. I'm gonna have to put my
Oh,
truck
really?
in the shop at the TA here in Canton.
Is it any different than I mean, it's different, but is it that much
Yeah,
different than a car, like a truck or a car
it's
headlight?
actually easier, but like their
crazy.
mentality is, it's not my truck. I'm not a mechanic. I don't give a shit. And like the minimum shop rate back then was $150 to pull it in there.
It's like the copay
Yeah.
for the
I'm
medic.
like, dude, you can use your fuel card and go in there and buy $18 light bulb and put it in yourself while you're pumping fuel and like just keep going. I don't know how to work it. I don't know how to do it. Or I don't have any tools. That was a big excuse. I'm like, you don't have to have tools. Like God gave you fingers. That's all it takes to change a light bulb, you know? So
Could you just pop the hood open and change it?
yeah,
without
like
taking
you
the whole
would raise
assembly
the
out?
hood
no, that's
open,
crazy.
and you would like, it's a wing nut on like the Peterbilts and Kenworths. It's like a wing nut. You would unscrew it, you'd pop the cover off, and you just reach in there and twist it, pull the light bulb out, unplug it, put the new one in, put the cover back on.
Yeah, no, that's
screw it
crazy.
in.
To call someone and wait
Yeah,
for that
less
is
than
nuts.
5 minutes.
That is
I mean,
nuts.
there's like a little waterproof seal cap, but it's all like super simple.
And if someone called you out to do that job, how much would it cost?
I wouldn't do that job.
If you if
I
there
would
were-
tell him to
if
go.
for
What
somebody
was the
do
service
it
call?
yourself.
What was the service call in the middle of the night?
Well,
Yeah.
like our minimum on our service truck to leave the shop was $150. You know, and then it.
But I'm sure there's some diesel techs or not. I mean, diesel mechanic shops out there that will go do service calls
yeah,
and
yeah.
do that job. How much do you think they would charge?
It would be $150 to roll up on it, and then they'd probably charge you $100.
Parts. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So anyway, that's kind of how the YouTube thing started. So me and Bill was showing like simple stuff how you could do on the side of the road, kind of get yourself out of a bind.
They just
it would be
posted
like really simple stuff. No, it was all private. So it'd be like really simple stuff, like even changing the glad hand seals, right? Because you never put them in, and a lot of guys look at them and they're like, okay, the big part's got to go on the outside, when really it goes on the inside of it, you know? So we would do stuff like that, how to replace the airline going to your trailer, you know, if you don't have trailer lights, what to check along the way to make sure that it's not something major. You know, a lot of times it would be the connection. Like a lot of guys would not think that maybe it's the plug on the back of your truck coming plug, not the plug on the trailer.
Okay.
So it was a lot of stuff like that that we kind of just went over on video, and that led into like, hey man, what was that tool that was used when y'all was doing the slack adjuster? Okay, it was a slack adjuster. So I'd show it. Like, so then we started like showing the tools at the beginning of the video. So
This was a private YouTube channel?
yeah. So like I don't remember exactly how it happened. Like we sent videos to people, so you can't send a private video. So if you have it private, you can't send it.
It was
Right?
untitled
So,
or on whatever.
yeah,
So
so
you just send
I'd
the
make it
link.
like live and then
Yeah.
copy the link and text it to the guy. And anyway, long story short, we would the next series of videos we would have it laid out like, okay, we're fixing to do this job. This is the tools you need to do this job, and that led into that's a pretty cool tool. Where did you get that tool? Well, I got it off the Snap. I don't have a Snap-on truck. What does it look like on a Snap-on truck, kind of thing? Because you got to remember, like back then, it was YouTube's not. It wasn't as big as it is now.
No.
You know, so like.
So you're using YouTube just so your drivers could see the videos that you had for
Well,
them,
that
and
was
then it turned into
initially,
something
yeah,
else. That's
but
crazy.
then, like, it was like some guy commented. It was maybe on a brake chamber video or something. I don't remember which video, but it was like, dude, you helped me out. Like, I was stuck on the side of the road. I was able to watch the video and go. So, like, if you look through my playlist, like the truck fixing playlist, that's what I call it because we're rednecks, and that's what we call it, fixing trucks, right? So, when you look through there, they're old videos. And there's actually one that's dropping. Well, it'll be yesterday now. It'll be Thursday. And it was one of the old ones. When I was going back kind of reviewing, you know, how I started in YouTube, I found one that was unlisted. And it was shot like 5 years ago.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
So it dropped yesterday.
That's cool.
And it was, it's just something simple, you know, that we did. So it's how to change your brakes on a big truck. Like if you got a Peterbilt and it's got eating shoes on it, watch that video. You'll learn how to do it. Super simple, nothing fancy. So YouTube was a lot smaller back then, and
Was this like 2012, 2013?
no, it's like 20, maybe 15 or so.
Okay.
So you know, then like I started sending some comments, you know, about hey man, that was pretty cool. I was able to fix my truck myself, blah blah blah. And then like me and my Snap-on guy were always close. Like Hamilton's probably one of the coolest individuals that ever walked the face of the earth. Like
Were you friends beforehand?
No, like we met him the first day he come rolling
Really?
up to the shop. Yeah, and like
I don't know, but I'd assume that's not normal for a dealer to be friends with a
I don't
tech.
know, like the first time he come to our shop.
Probably because he always paid on time, so he was like, you know what, this guy's pretty cool.
I'm always show
Well,
up.
the
to
first
He
time-
buys and he pays.
I think the first or second time he come to the shop, his air conditioner wasn't working, and we fixed his air conditioner for him.
Yeah.
And I'm
Fuck yeah,
hey,
no,
man.
I'd like you
and
to.
it started right, like you rub each other like guys do. It's like okay, it's gonna be $80 a week, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's kind of how our relationship started, and like it was a long time before we ever shot a video in his truck. Like we would go eat on Fridays together. Like that was mine and his thing. We would go eat at Friday at the Mexican place, and then we'd come back and get on Snap-on truck, and then he would hang out a lot of times at the shop for like a couple hours, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
And I mean,
That
it's
is
just,
neat. So you became friends.
yeah, it's a cool dude. So like,
You're still friends with him, I'm assuming, because
Yeah,
he doesn't have the truck
yeah.
anymore, but you're friends with him.
Sidebar. Typically, when you were buying things on the Snap-on truck, was it always credit?
well, I had a different relationship with my guy. Like, I bought my box. Like, I bought a bunch of tools, obviously, you know, and you would pay $100 a week or whatever. And I financed my toolbox from him. And, like, after I bought it, I was waiting for it to come in. No, he had it on the truck. I bought it off the truck. The first one, yeah, it was a blue one. So after it come in, or we got it in the shop, I was looking at the paperwork. I'm like, damn, my payment was only like $46 a week, you know, but it was for like 64 months or 72 months. I'm like, now this math ain't mathing right here.
Yeah.
So I called him. I'm like, dude, like, so I was looking at this like this box gonna be like 18 grand if I wait till the
The
pay
end
out
of
like
it.
This. He goes, dude, you can pay how much you're doing to a week. It don't matter.
And to pay off before the interest kicks in, or before it kills you.
So like then your brain starts clicking, right? Like how much money you're actually fixing to put into this toolbox at the end of the day. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pay this joker like $150 a week, 3 payments at a time. And then like some weeks you'd have a good week. You know, like all your trucks run great and like you had a really good chunk sitting to the side. Like I may pay him $2,000 on a Friday.
Right.
You know, like my end goal was to pay this damn box off and
As quick as possible.
get out of debt. Because I'm not an interest guy. I don't like interest. So
Well,
and nobody else does.
you were in business, and the debt will
Right.
eat away at money you got to spend on other things.
So, you know, when he seen that I would like pay really good, he's like, man, you need to, you should look at buying a new AC machine. You should look at this. You should look at that. I was like, I'm not financing that shit. I was like, that ain't happening. Like, you got me once. You ain't getting me again. So that ended up being a deal where he's like, well, hell, I'll sell it to you on truck account. No interest. I was like,
MET's floating the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, so like, what's the minimum? He said, pay me $300 a week. I don't care. Like, you always pay me. Like, because like sometimes like he'd be on vacation or go to the Snap-on show or whatever. I think I was like the only person that would call him and be like, hey man, I know you're going to be here tomorrow. Make sure you run my card. Like, I owe you that money. Run my card.
Pay it.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm not the guy
me.
that if he don't show up, fuck you. I'm not that guy. If I owe
you were reliable. He could trust you.
Yeah.
So
They only open up truck accounts to customers who they are very confident that will pay because they've shown a history.
No.
Well, I mean, you and I have.
No, I've heard some crazy stuff.
I've
heard some
of
crazy stories.
repos on toolboxes and.
Well, it's the skips that always get you, right? The people that don't pay.
And then dip.
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah. They got your freaking tools, and they still owe you $3,000, and like you had to pay Snap-on for those tools, right?
I heard a story of this guy who showed up to repo a toolbox, and he showed up to repo a toolbox and didn't know it at the time, but the guy had died and showed up to repo the toolbox, and they were doing the wake at the house at the time he took the toolbox.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Wait, he still took it?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Dude,
no, that's crazy. Yeah, you come back the next day, bro. That's nuts.
Like you hear Grandpa.
That's what I'm saying.
Grandpa worked his whole life. And you hear boom, boom, the lift gate rolling up on there.
Well, no, I mean, but a lot of times, if let's say somebody does, passes away early, unexpected, and they didn't plan for that, and they didn't leave they had a wife and kids, they didn't plan for, let's say they didn't have much life insurance, they didn't have money to leave behind. Now that there's no income from that person, a lot of times all that money's in tools.
Yeah.
There may be $50,000 in the toolbox and all the tools.
But the problem is, and I've seen it.
And hold on. So my neighbor actually called me one day. Do you remember this? She was like, "Hey, my brother-in-law passed away. He has 2 daughters. He didn't have any money to leave them, but he has a Matco toolbox filled with tools. Can you help me get rid of it? They don't know what to do."
That's the problem. The problem is that they don't know how to sell it, and when they do, someone takes advantage.
Oh, every time.
Exactly. Someone's like, "Oh." It's like getting a Scotty Cameron at a freaking yard sale.
She had to lay out. She had to take everything out of the boxes, lay them all out, take pictures of it. So like I kind of just sifted through it, and I was like, okay, you need to just post it, because she was far. She was like 2 hours. I couldn't really go over there, so I just told her kind of like what she should post it for, the lowest that she should take, and I don't really know what came from that, but there's so much money in
There's
tools.
a lot of people like that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That is nuts. That being said, get your assets in order, because if you go, the people relying on you are screwed.
It's a big thing. People don't ever think about it.
What age do you start thinking about it? Some people think about it go. When you get you have your, and I feel that's the kind of person I am. As soon as I have my first kid, I'm gonna be like, all right, so now there's something that I need to make sure is okay after I'm gone, no matter when that is. So after your first child, that's when I would want to do it. That's when I plan on doing it. But some people I know they have parents who they pass away at a little early, granted, 60 years old, and they're like, yeah, they didn't have anything in writing. I'm like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So, I'm sorry, that was a long side note.
So like we started shooting videos on the truck, and like at the very beginning, I would cut out like all the bullshit back and forth that we would do.
That's what the people want.
Well, you think. Well, not really. Like you're never gonna make anybody happy.
No, you won't.
I know you guys are kind of new to the YouTube game, and I'm just gonna tell you, you're never, ever, never going to make anybody happy. If you handed out $100 bills, somebody's gonna bitch because theirs had a mark on it or had a wrinkle on it, and he got a perfect one. Just do your thing, boys, and don't look back.
I just want to make myself happy. I just want to make sure that this whole thing goes smoothly and we don't have as many issues as we had the last 2 days, so that I don't have to stress out about anything.
So I had a bad encounter with our old Matco guy. Like we had bought some Matco stuff from him, and like hindsight's always 20/20, right? So we called him. We're like, hey man, we got this ratchet that's broke. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'll come by there tomorrow. So if you go back on my channel and you watch those videos, like you can see the progression. It was multiple times we tried to get him to come warranty this ratchet.
He just didn't.
But what we didn't know is he was leaving Matco at the time, going independent. like, he should have told us that. Like, it wouldn't have pissed me off at that point because we knew other Matco dealers, or we went to Matco corporate to get it warranted, right? Yeah. So that led into my Matco dealer sucks balls sign that was put on the wall, and that was a long thing. Like, you know, Matco corporate got wind of it, and there was a district rep that showed up. We was building a service truck the day he pulls up to the shop, and he introduces himself. And like, I was done with Matco. Like, I mean, I referred to Matco as the M word on my channel. I wouldn't even say the word Matco. Wow. So like, when Hamilton walks in, after all this happens, he's like, hey, you know, oh, I hate, like, that guy didn't get upset.
Yeah.
Period. You're not going to hurt his feelings. He's cool as the underside of the pillow. I'm like, Hamilton, go through my entire box. If it has Matco on it, rip that shit out of there. Figure out what the replacement's going to be on the Snap-on truck. If you want to trade it in, and whatever you offer, I'll take. That was the stupidest thing I ever saw.
Oh, I bet.
That was a decision.
$300 ratchet. I'll give you $30 for it.
Yeah, that was a decision made.
His face lit up.
Exactly.
Like,
we've all been there. You've got to the point where eventually you're so sick of something,
you don't care
right?
You don't care the cost, the inconvenience.
That's right.
Yeah, but you're talking about how many thousands of dollars in tools.
It don't matter.
For me, I'm a cheap bitch.
I
know. There's a dollar amount where I'm like, you know what? Man, I'm petty. I'm not that petty.
The guy comes in, he's super cool. He's like, hey, man, we watch your videos and blah, blah, blah. Well, I noticed the first thing he did was looked at that sign when he was walking toward me. And I'm thinking, oh, great. This must be like the new Matco guy. And then he introduces himself. Like, I really didn't care, you know.
You're upset. Not only did you not like Matco at that point, you also just lost a crap ton of money on the tools you traded in. So you're just double mad.
So anyway, we'll have to revisit that. But anyway, so me and him goes in my office, which is like on the other side of there's 3 buildings connected together beside the shop, and our office was on the far side. So we go in there and we're talking, and he's like, look, man, whatever you got broken with Matco, like, he did his best to remedy the situation. Like, he was the one that told us that dealer was getting out, you know, but like, what's done is done. Like, I'd already got rid of the Matco stuff. Yep. You know, and he was super cool. You know, his name's Brandon, and like, he did a hell of a job to flip the page
to fix it
for Matco. Yeah. Like, he was willing to do anything that Matco needed to do. But like, you know, you still have that bad taste in your mouth. Yeah. It's all good. He leaves. I'm pretty sure his name was Brandon. So anyway, like, lo and behold, the last thing he says is, we've got a new dealer coming in. Are you cool with him coming to your shop? I'm like, sure. Like, you know, I can't blame the other guy's problem on the new guy.
It's a franchisee who owns a business. He treated you a certain way with a name, but the other one is a completely separate business.
This guy may be as cool as Hamilton. You
never know. Right? You don't know the guy.
So, Michael,
but that's good that you were able to do that.
Michael comes in the first day, and he was really shy. So, like, if you guys go back and look at the very first video with Michael, like, he was super nervous. So,
so the first day he showed up, did you have a camera on him?
No, I didn't. Like, I would always talk to him.
Clay walks up like, hey,
you're the new guy.
What's up, guys?
So, anyway, he comes in and he's like, hey, man, I just want to come in here. If you got anything, like, he had his little bag with him. Like, he was following his Matco protocol.
What he got trained for?
Yeah, he's took his little repair bag in. You got anything broken? I can fix it. I'm like, nope. All gone. So I'm like, all right, dude. So we're gonna start off with a clean foot. Like, I'm not gonna hold anything this guy did against you because, like, you know,
it's not your fault. Yeah.
Like, you know, you can't get mad at this guy. Yeah. He didn't do anything. So he's like, why don't you come out here and look on the truck? I said, no, I want to film it if I go on the truck. He's like, I'm really not comfortable filming. I was like, no big deal. So I just walk away.
Do your own thing.
So Bill, I love Bill to death. Like, Bill is a really good guy.
You still watching Bill?
So Bill's looking at the truck. He looks at me. He looks at the truck. I was like, Bill, if you want to go on it. No. So Michael and his wife leave.
They were doing it together from day one.
Yeah. Okay. So I noticed him looking at the sign. So like the next week, Michael comes back in. He's got his little bag. You guys want need anything warranted? I said, no, we're good. Why don't you come out on the truck? I've got these flyers. I'm like, are we going to shoot a video? No, we're not going to shoot a video. No. Like, he was nervous even talking about it. You know, I'm like, dude, it's not going to hurt you. Like,
Well, dude, some people are
Is there-
like they completely shut down on camera.
Do you remember the first time you? It was I hated.
Oh my god!
This.
Go back and watch episode 1 of Tool Tuesday.
Oh,
okay?
I got a better one. Like the video I did with him on the first time, like his hands were.
Yeah, I
shaking.
hated it. I used to
No,
hate
listen.
it.
I remember episode 1 was just me because
Yeah, it was.
Louis was like, "I'm not doing that."
Yeah, I hated
I was
it.
like, "Louis, come on! I don't want to do it either."
I was like, I'm not getting in front of it. 'Cause that's so
he's like,
weird.
He's like, "You do it," and I'm not doing that. And then a couple episodes later, he was like, "All right, fine." He warmed up to it, and then now look at you.
No, dude, that was crazy.
Now look at you.
But
Now you have to.
it was stuffed down my throat.
If you work on this side of the industry, there are cameras everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And they're 2-3 years ago,
That was
completely
kind of
different.
my fault too, because like I was kind of like one of the first ones that went into SEMA was like hitting
The tool industry part of
booths.
it.
Yeah.
You know, like there was everybody always filming the
Oh
cars.
my god,
and-
SEMA is insane. I mean, it is always everyone's an influencer
Now, yeah.
and has their own page and they're trying to grow it, and which is of course, why wouldn't you want to?
And it's a great place to do it.
But it is non-stop cameras. Oh, can I record that? Can I record you saying that? Oh, can I get this on video?
Sure.
Oh, do you mind if I go? And
Can I do
you
a
know,
TikTok of that? That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
exactly. It's a lot. It's a lot.
So Michael comes back, and it's several times he comes back. He's like, "Look, dude, I guess we're gonna have to do a video, but like I'm running my route, but like people here's like, has Clay done a video on your truck yet?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, okay. And they won't get on my damn truck.
Also, the other techs in
So
the
it
area
was
were
like
waiting for your
that
video.
Trust factor, right?
Oh, so they
Like,
want
not
to say,
all of them, but like a
if
lot of
Clay
them.
There was
trusts
enough
you,
to
so-
make a
I live
difference.
in a small town. You know
Yeah.
everybody. Like, you know everybody, right? So, anyway, he comes back. He goes, "I'm going to come back after 5 o'clock today, and we'll do it." Like, dude, he was so nervous. Like, he was.
I remember,
I'm
I
like-
hated that shit.
I'm like,
It was,
Michael, it's going to be fine, dude. Like, just trust me. Like, I got this.
yeah, you said that to me. You know what happened?
I got
I have to do this shit twice a week now.
I can't help that.
sometimes more.
So we did the first video, and he did a great job. He really did. And so he comes back in the shop after the video's over, and he goes, "So what I got to do to get that sign? Because Matco corporate wants it." I said, "Take it down." He's like, "Really?" Like he lost it.
Oh, yeah.
Really? I'm like, "As long as I can record it." He's like, "Okay." So
Yeah.
he pulls it down, and it was a really great. Like it wasn't scripted. It was all just
It
natural.
was a great moment, too.
And
that's
Michael's like, "So we're going to start fresh, and we're going to throw this in the garbage," and boom. So he throws it in the garbage, and like after the video cuts off, he goes, "Can I take that with me?" I said, "Sure." He still got it in his like utility room or whatever. But like that was a winning moment for him,
as a dealer,
Of course,
yeah, and for
right.
Matco.
and like after
breaking the
that,
third wall.
like after the second or third video, you just kind of get used to it, and everything is gold. Like Michael is gold. Like. I cannot say anything bad about any of my tool dealers. I know there's a lot of guys that don't like Joe, or some guys that don't like Matco or Michael, or whatever for whatever reason. But like I have
But your
some
personal
that-
relationship with each one of these people
Yeah,
is strong.
yeah.
because like if I needed something at 11 o'clock at night,
Not
I
just
could-
tool related,
I could,
yeah.
like I could call
Your friends.
Michael and be like, "Dude, like I've got to have this to get my truck fixed tomorrow." Like he would come get it.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of guys I have. So I was blessed, So
But I think that also has to do with where you live, to be honest with
it
you.
does.
Because that part of the country, like the stories you've told me about that part in your hometown and how things operate in that part of the country is just so taboo to me. Because people aren't
Taboo.
That sounds bad.
I would say
taboo meaning like so different than what I'm used to. Because
It is.
people in this part, I mean, not that there are nice people. There's plenty of nice people.
I think taboo. The definition of taboo means like most people frown upon it.
Yeah.
No, taboo is. You know what?
Okay.
I tell you,
No,
that's what
no,
that
no,
So
no, no,
means.
no.
what he means, guys, is like
It's-
where I
it's-
live, everybody
yeah.
knows everybody. So like if Michael comes over to my shop and he's out there punching the code to raise the door, somebody's going to pull up because they don't know Michael's truck or they don't know Michael personally and be like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
Right.
And that's a good thing. And
Oh, 100%. I think most people envy that
yeah.
type
so,
of town.
I don't know what taboo means, apparently.
Yeah, no shit.
So like our local gas station, one time I went up there and like the guy knows me at the pump, right? So I'm pumping gas and I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but it's a horrible feeling. You hang up your gas nozzle and you reach in and get your wallet and you go, "Oh no."
Well, no, because you have to pay in front here. That's what I'm
See,
talking about. How different that is.
stupid.
Like,
how much
hold
do you
on.
know you're gonna need?
No, you don't. Well, that's the thing. You say you pay cash to the
Well, see,
counter.
not all of ours have the little swiper at the pump.
That's what I'm getting at. It's a very different part of the country.
It has been probably 2 years now. I've just used Apple Pay only. I haven't swiped my card once anywhere.
You better not depend on that if you come where I live. Like, you can go to certain gas stations,
can't
but like the
have
one by
cash.
my house, you ain't paying at the
You
pump.
know, you can use Apple Pay at the pump.
That's too much for me. I'm not doing all that.
So anyway,
You
like
sure?
I walk.
You also
in
use your credit card, so
Your card is on your phone.
it takes the same amount of time to grab your phone out of the cup holder than it does to grab your wallet out of your pocket.
No, you have to go. Then it goes processing. And then I wait, and then you pull it out instead of bing, and you're done.
You guys are way too technical.
You guys,
Well, walk in
Hold
the
on, wait a
store.
second. Hold on. This is our generation. Okay, we're getting into the next generation, guys.
I don't claim this generation.
No, you are an old.
I really
you're
am.
an old
I
fucking
am.
man.
I really am. I
It's loud.
I like simple things. I carry cash. Like I
I would also like to say that we did have some products that we were going to talk about, but it's okay.
That's a Tool Tuesday thing. This
Yeah.
is more of a get to know the person in the room type deal.
Yeah.
So I walk in the store and I'm like, dude, I have left my wallet at home on the ring. He's like, hey man, just like I'll go there and I'll buy Zen and whatever, like almost daily, right? So he's like, just get it tomorrow.
So I'm saying it's different.
Yeah, it's like $90 worth of gas. He's like, yeah, just get it tomorrow. Like I go in there and say, hey,
He also knows where you live, does he not?
Yeah, yeah.
That's my point.
No,
It's super different.
Little kid
That's not a thing here, and this isn't even that big of a city.
Used to be a thing here.
So anyway,
When?
20 years ago.
Oh yeah, when you were 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember going to the clerk and being like, "I'm gonna pay for this tomorrow."
I'm just saying Tampa was a small town.
Yeah, it was, but it was okay. Laverne, where Vim used to be, same way, because that was crazy. We went to Ace Hardware with the old owners of Vim, and homeboy said, "Put it on my account." I said,
yeah.
"What? On your
still have
what?"
accounts at our
Yeah, he said, "Put it on my
stores.
account." I said, "What? You're just gonna walk out with this? You're not gonna pay for it?"
Yeah.
Wild to me, wild, but whatever.
So
It's a good thing.
like after Michael started doing the videos, like he took off, and like the first couple of videos I did with Joe, he was still a Cornwell dealer.
I didn't know that.
Well, really?
Yeah.
So he went Cornwell to Matco.
No, he
No,
independent.
Joe was.
Joe.
yeah.
Sorry, you said Joe. You said Joe.
Mr.
So
All-Star.
Joe had a big Cornwell truck at one time. It was like a big one. It was a Kenworth truck.
Oh, wow,
So
really?
he downsized.
Oh, he wrecked it.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. And like Cornwell was gonna force him to buy a new truck or whatever. I don't remember all the details, but then like they started cracking down on him about how much outside stuff he was selling, and
Yeah.
I don't know if they didn't like him doing the videos, but Joe's like, you know what? I go to
Well,
my
they
thing.
limit you to a percentage of
So
your sales.
Joe went and done his own thing and chose Joe, and nobody's gonna change him. I don't care who you are. He's pardon my French, he's a Yankee, and Joe's Joe, and you're not going
Is
to
he
change
really?
it. Yeah.
He's
He's
not.
from Wisconsin.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Hey, like, we're all rednecks and Joe's a Yankee, and he'll say he's a Yankee and we're rednecks.
Here we call him a plant.
So, anyway, that's kind of how the videos into the tool truck world started. And then I had some different pictures and videos and stuff, and like companies would reach out on social media, hey, can I use that picture on my Instagram or whatever I don't know what they wanted. I didn't care. And then it kind of comes into those deals. Like this was even before I knew you guys. Like nobody was sending product at this time. Like nobody. Like I didn't get any products at all sent to me.
Nobody knew the worth of
Well, I mean, it
social
just
media.
really wasn't a thing then.
Well, that's what I
YouTube
meant.
product reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It
wasn't
was not a thing.
So like
at
people
that
can say, "Oh, this guy sold out. He went to work for Vim. He sold out." Shit, I don't know how many damn Vim tools I paid for that I ordered. Like the first order that I bought from Vim, you guys were in California.
Okay, but
Yeah.
to be realistic, anyone saying that at that level,
Yeah.
or if you're a tech at a Jiffy Lube, you're a sellout. You're Jiffy Lube. You're a sellout. It's a job. You have a job. That's how you pay for food. That's how you support your family. So I don't understand the concept of that, but that's just
But
me.
you're public facing and people's.
Like I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
public
wouldn't-
facing, but the
I
public
wouldn't
ain't
even
paying
get-
your bills.
I wouldn't even get product from you guys. I didn't even know you guys.
That's
like,
right.
I thought Vim was in California.
So the story. Hold on, I want to tell the story of the first time I met you, which was
Oh, I was getting to that.
okay.
If you want to wait till
yeah,
this.
you go.
So-
The first time you met him, I
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about.
So
I
like
met him
I've done
before you.
some-
You were supposed
He
to be
did.
there.
I mean,
Really?
Because I thought Mike
Was me?
the owner's son at the time.
Really, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, go on.
So anyway, that led into doing a lot of pictures and, hey man, can you do some videos on this product? And still no pay at this point, right? So then I met the guys, from RBRT at the time. And they're like, hey man, we want to do some videos. Like, can you come down here and help us out with some stuff? I'm like, that's Tampa. He's like, yeah,
Brandon.
Tampa. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, that's a long damn way. He's like, yeah, man, we'll just come down here and we'll do this. Anyway, I can't discuss everything, obviously, because, at the time, things were a lot smaller with Grip Edge, but RBRT, sorry. So anyway, I come down here and I'm doing some stuff with them, and we went out to eat at some place. I don't even know. It was a really fancy steakhouse that had like a cigar place in the front of it. Like, it was really, really nice. And so I took a picture because I thought that was so freaking cool that they have like a cigar lounge in the front of this fancy steakhouse.
No, what do you know? What was it?
So they bring the steak out and you pick the steak.
They bring you a tray for it's Charlie's.
It's raw meat.
But they have a cigar.
I'm pretty sure they have a cigar.
Yeah.
This one does,
Not
all of them. This
I'm
one
not
does.
talking about no zigzag cigar. I'm talking about these.
No, I know. They're Cuban.
Charlie's is good. Charlie's
the real.
They're not Cuban.
I mean,
deal.
There are Cuban guys rolling those cigars.
You gotta have that VIM money to buy those cigars.
I mean, Ybor City is the
$60
hub of this. Well, obviously it's Miami, but Ybor City has a huge Cuban demographic, and cigars is the heart of that.
Now, listen, when Louie and I were growing up, everyone's grandparents or dad, old Cuban guy, smoked a ton of cigars.
And I know why.
You go to
after you have a good one,
oh yeah.
Like, personally, I'm an Arturo Fuente short story. That is my go-to because I don't like the big old cigars. It's too much for me. So the short stories are just enough. You don't have to work
light,
pause. Right? But yeah, they're lighter. They're not so. The Maduros are a little bit too much for me. It's enjoyable, but you're not feeling nauseous after.
I like the Arturo Fuentes. One of our buddies knows there's a cigar factory here in
started
here, Oliva Cigar, and he is the uncle of one of our best friends, and I say uncle, the close family friends. Sure. But so he would give him some experimental cigars sometimes, and so
I know what we need to do tonight. Let's go see the guy's uncle.
And he'd bring we were in high school. He'd be like, well, I got these experimental cigars, and we would smoke them. So in Tampa, cigars are a big thing.
Huge.
So anyway, I posted a picture on Instagram. And I didn't know who was running VIM's Instagram, but I get a message from VIM Tools on Instagram. It's like, hey, you need to swing by. I'm like,
because you put a story up?
Yeah, I tagged that place, so she knew I was
in Tampa.
But I didn't
really, I didn't know that either.
I didn't know if it was her or I didn't know.
It was my sister.
Because I didn't know a soul at VIM Tools. All of my VIM stuff at this point had come off the internet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm in Tampa.
Did Michael or anybody or Joe carry VIM at that time on their truck?
No. I never heard of VIM. So the short version of how I found VIM was I was wanting a one piece
stubby driver.
Ended up being the HCT 1050 now, right?
Oh, the quarter inch.
So, and then because we was doing a lot of different stuff to some trucks, and then I was like, a 3/8 version would be really good at these because we was snapping the tips off of them. And of course, I'm a guy that I'm going to do a little research for it, just jump on something. That's just me. There's nothing about VIM. I'm like, damn, this company must suck. They're in California, and I read it's S2 steel, and I Google what S2 steel is.
They're not very forward facing at the time.
And I start looking, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give them a shot. I think it was $39 or something. It wasn't crazy. Yeah. So I get them, and I open them up. I'm like, damn, these rails are nice. These rails are kick-ass. If the socket sucked, the rails are really nice. That was my first opinion. And we started using them, and, they're good tools. I didn't know who VIM was. I was calling it VIM at the time.
Oh, this was last year.
A lot of people make that mistake because every letter is capitalized. And
Do not let him.
Exactly right. You were exactly. I thought it was Victor, Imogene,
Which is why
and
I like
Margaret
this. This
was
is why I like
you know,
this.
It's the guys' kids, maybe. Victor,
Yeah.
Imogene, and Margaret. Hey,
Sometimes we say it means a very important mechanic,
yeah.
like VIP.
But
but
don't
yeah.
let him catch you saying it incorrectly because he'll freaking lay
Well,
you
because
Back in the VIM days when I was buying these tools,
Vim rolls off the tongue. It sounds nice. VIM sounds a little awkward to me, and so
well, I
It's
didn't know. Like,
disrespectful.
I mean, I never heard of it, right? Like,
yeah.
like when I'm scrolling through, like I think it was Amazon. There's like you guys and Nico and a couple other brands. I'm like, hell, I don't know any of these. These are S2. I'm gonna
Try
give them
them.
a shot. Like I Google Vim tools. I'm like, there's nothing in the world on Vim tools. I don't know who these guys are. They're from California. Maybe they're pretty good. I'm thinking they're USA made. So I get them in. Anyway, they turned out to be great tools.
They were at that time.
So
Not that product. But
anyway, later
Yeah,
on, I find out it's Melissa that messaged me on Instagram because she's like, "No, we're in Tampa. We
we had
moved to
just
Tampa."
moved. We had just moved.
I'm like, "Really? Where at?" So she sends me like the address of your old office, and I'm looking. I'm like, "Dude, it's only like 6 miles."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" Because I had like 4 hours, that where
just-
normally I would get
yeah.
up, when you guys would be
15
open.
minutes away, right?
And I'm like, well, I'll swing by there before I go to the airport. So I get an Uber, and she's like, I'll have to check with my brother to see if it's okay. I'm like, okay, well, let me know. So like I didn't hear nothing. So like the next morning, I get up and I go eat breakfast. I'm like, okay, screw them. They're not answering. I'm going to the airport. I'm gonna drink some beer. I'm gonna get hammered. I'm gonna get on my flight. I'm going home. No big deal. So she sends me a message back at like 8:45 that morning. She said, the guys are good with it. If you want to come by, like I say, here's the address. We look forward to seeing you. So I open up Uber, bam, and I show up in the parking lot and go in, and I recognize Piper at this point because then I start looking at some of your guys' tools online, and they have Piper's pick. So
Well, let's go to the other perspective now for just 1 second. So I'm sitting in the office alone because nobody was there yet. Because I was the only one that was on time at that moment.
Yeah, that's still the
And
case.
so then Melissa calls me. She's like, "Hey, so I know like Louie and my dad, they're not there, but there's this guy who's going to show up. He's a YouTuber." Mm-hmm. And I was like,
but you're like, what?
So what?
well, at that time, I was like, I didn't have anything to do with our social media. We weren't doing anything that was public facing. We had just graduated college.
I think we were also we were 22 years old, 23 years old.
And she's like, yeah, this YouTuber's going to show up. And I was like, excuse me? and then she's like, yeah, I think he's pulling up right now. And like, I look outside and their Uber pulls up.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, no problem. So I walk out, and you can go from there.
So like I meet Melissa, and she's like, so my brother is going to do the tour. My brother's going to do the tour. And then here comes Mike. So I'm thinking, okay, Mike's the brother.
Yeah.
Like what else would you think, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm like, okay, so how do you want to shoot this? What do you feel comfortable doing? And at the time, you guys had like a bunch of tool truck branded stuff, and like she's trying to cover it all up with a table. I'm like, look, well, you don't have to do all that. We just won't show that. Like, I'll make sure, even if it's on camera, like I'll edit it out. I understand kind of how the tool business works. And I think at that point, she seemed like I was not like just trying to fry you.
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's like, well, I gotta wait on Louie to get here. I'm like, okay, who's Louie? I thought you were the brother that's doing it. He's like, no, he'll be here in a minute. And then you started telling me like y'all was friends from high school. Well, that's pretty cool. And then when you come in, my whole family works here.
Yeah.
I thought, well, shit, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So-
Well, in that setup, how
That was
drastic
ignorant.
of
That was
a
ignorant.
difference was it from the setup we had then to the setup
Oh,
that we have
it
now?
was daylight and dark.
I mean, it was. What would you say that room? That entire little office space was?
Oh, it was
maybe not
twice
1,000 square
as-
feet.
Yeah, maybe
Probably
twice
less.
as
Maybe
big as this.
maybe 1,000 square feet,
Probably
and there was
less,
no. It was probably like 800.
I mean, it was a large warehouse. The office
Yeah,
space.
yeah,
Was,
I'll
No.
Just a little background is that we were building a building. So the building we're now is built.
That was in that
is
video.
brand new.
Yeah.
And-
we
okay,
took. They
yeah,
was
you
just
did a
the
tour.
stud,
It was
metal
just the
stud
frame,
wall.
the metal
But
frame.
that was during COVID, so it was like the deal was made. Vim was going to be moved from California to Florida. Bam, COVID hits. Well, guess what? That doesn't stop business. Like, I mean, it did stop everyone's business, but like that deal that it had, we had to
Exactly.
move all the product.
You just take on a massive risk, and then they're like, oh, world shut down.
Yeah, like never happened in history. Like, oh, guess
What could go wrong?
Guess what? The economy is shutting down, and all your product is in transit, and also your building is not going to be built because nobody can work. And we were like, we had to move. So his dad found that warehouse to rent. So we moved into this little tiny office space so that we could at least put inventory somewhere, and we had somewhere to work out of.
Smashed in there.
We had no racks to put product on. I mean, I think when you showed up, we did have some racks, but there was still that whole corner where things were just pallets on the floor, and it was, here's a pick list.
Find it.
Go find it. And I call
That's in that area.
I would call it the land of the lost, like, because you would have locations on your pick list, like 3,
That was
2A. That's a shelf, and you knew that one product was not on a shelf; it was over there.
And in those 25 pounds,
it was somewhere over there across the hill in the shadows, and we got called the land of the lost.
So, like, we shot the video, and it was cool because we got to go see the new building. And I remember when I was
I hated that shit though.
I was in the Uber ride back to the airport. I was talking to my wife. I'm like, yeah, those guys are really cool. Like, they're not like I thought they were. They were like normal people. Because like you think of people that own a corporation, you kind of snub your nose at.
Well, then that's also the thing. I remember specifically from that instance because, like you said, you can't make nobody happy, whatever.
Yeah.
Your first introduction to videos, first thing you do is, what are people saying about this? And I'm reading them comments, and one of them was like, this kid is supposed to, who is this kid? Why you think someone's representing your company? You'd wear more than gym shorts and a t-shirt. What people don't know is that we would take sales calls, we'd be emailing, and then we'd be like, oh, that's a ton of orders stacked up. We'd run outside, pull orders, pack orders, set up racks, be sweating, take a break, come inside, write more emails, make more calls, run back outside.
That was the whole, like, we graduated college, because we were both working there during college, but when we graduated working in this office, graduated college, immediately moved to that office where you're getting your first experience in any type of sales position in that environment.
I had already had about a year at that point because we were repping Vim before.
It was you'd get whatever time you had to look through your emails, make calls, whatever. But you also had to pick orders because we didn't have enough people picking orders. We had a ton of back orders because for a month, all the product was stuck in transit because of COVID. So by the time all the product did get to us, it was like we were 4 months behind, I think, on orders.
Well, it was you couldn't ship anything for 3 months.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in this business, you have dating, you have price dating or payment schedule. So you have certain customers have 30 days, 60 days, and even more than that sometimes. And you're paying factories up front, so you're sitting there floating a bill, and it's not, it ain't no 5-10 grand. Sure. It's a lot of money, and you ain't got no money coming in. So it was.
So you hustling then. Right?
You had to bust to make sure that when that check did come in, it cleans out everything you're good with. You got going on, not just on our personal level, but for the business. Because if the business goes down,
everything's.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like screw it.
And this was, we came in on a few Saturdays to work.
I came in on the Saturday after we got engaged. Me and my wife now got engaged. Both of us came in the Saturday after.
So we were working on Saturdays. We were going to, there was a Sears store that was closing down. We went on Saturday to Sears, took all their racks from their store. And then put them up in the warehouse.
It's funny. It's actually that we went into that Sears. My dad called. Was like, meet me here. This is where we're going. I said, okay. So we show up there. And I'm looking at everything. What do you think? I'm going to buy it for next to nothing. The Sears closed down. I'm buying it. I said, okay, cool. Who's gonna
move it?
Who's gonna move it? Like, who's gonna take it down and move it? He goes. I was like, no, bro.
No, because I was sitting there like, we have a moving company, right? And he goes, no.
The thing is, you want to be upset about it, but you can't be because he's doing it too.
Oh yeah, he was right next.
He's there and he's like, move, come on, let's go, and he's the one sweating and doing it. It's crazy. The old man still got it.
So, like, on the way home, like, on the Uber ride, I come off, like, it's great. Like, their whole family works there. Like, the guy's mom, his grandma, like, everybody, aunts, like, everyone in that
family affair
is family. So, that's pretty cool. So, anyway, it kind of rocked on, and, like, we still didn't have any product sent to us at this point, right? So, like, I'm still doing my thing, and at this point, I'd kind of got friends with a lot of different people in the tool industry, like different companies and stuff. And, there's a difference in using tools and what do you think about this tool? What do you think needs to be changed about this tool? So a lot of guys would ask me about stuff like that, or what do you not like about it, kind of thing. And then I become friends with people that was high up in kind of like the corporate chain of some of the tool truck brands, and there were some really, really big kind of high up people
Positions,
that I got to know. And, I don't want to go in detail with all of the stuff with it, just because.
But you have more influence in the tool industry than most people realize, or have had, meaning what you've done.
Well, in a lot of different ways.
So, like, you would get into, like, if you own this company, what would you do to boost the sales of this? And obviously, the low-hanging fruit is the plastic handle, so that kind of led to some stuff with more than one tool truck company. And then, you kind of learn some of the people in the industry, like, when you talk to the president of certain tool companies on the phone, and, I'm a very humble person, like anybody can do what I've done. I just put in the work to do it. There's nothing special.
Got to bust ass.
There's cat videos on YouTube. It's got a couple million views, I never let YouTube kind of go to my head, and I always wanted to be the guy that I didn't have to talk about anybody. I would make my own content. I didn't need the drama, and I never lived that. I didn't care anything about that part of YouTube. And like truck videos, you can put a dip of zen in your mouth, and somebody's going to bitch about the way you do it. You did it wrong. You should have done it another way. And I never, just whatever you say, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's my truck. If I want to put my brake pads on this way, if I want to do this, it's my truck. Like, okay, whatever. I don't care if you've done it 65 years. We've been doing it this way for 5 years, and we've never had an issue with it. We're not going to change. But and that kind of moved into, I met a lot of tool truck guys. Like, I know a ton of different tool truck guys.
And they know you. Because when we go to shows, you'll be talking to someone, and then their face will just kind of drop and go, because they'll hear your voice. They go, hey, man.
Yeah. So, I was very fortunate to get to meet a lot of different tool guys, and, I'd hear them like, I wish we had other options, or I wish we could do this, or Amazon's hurt us because of this or this or this or whatever. And that led into another venture that I don't really want to talk about, but it was tool related, and I even met a lot more tool dealers and a lot more tool vendors, and I enjoy tools.
Yep.
Which
is the same reason my dad is. My dad likes tools. That's why he got into this. My dad's been doing this for 40 years. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know, but he was the president of another very large company in this industry for a long time.
I would say a big thing that makes Vim different is that fact that the owner of the company is I would say, tool enthusiast. Loves tools and loves finding different ways to make them either more efficient or add more features or
100%.
make
better
the tool.
Right.
Whereas
he is not a big cat in a suit. He is a funny man in cargos.
but I'm saying other tool companies, and I'm not naming anybody, obviously. A lot of them are just in business to make money. That's what business is about.
So at the end of the day, that's part of it.
That is what it is. And so if you're in business to make money and you just kind of go with whatever you think the tide is going, wherever you think the tide is going, if you're just following that, you're like, this has gotten really popular. Let's find one to bring out. That's not how Vim does
you
things.
Guys are kind of. You kind of look at life like I do. You're humble about the whole thing. You've grown a lot, but you've not let it go to your head,
Well, I thank God for my parents for that, because I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of a shithead. But if it weren't for my parents, man, I don't know what I would have been. But they made sure I wasn't like that.
There's been a million people ask me, man, will you do this? Will you do this? Collab with me on YouTube? And I just don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm just
do your own thing, yeah.
You do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing.
Because there's always some type of nonsense that happens.
Every time,
collateral nonsense.
So, like, at SEMA, I think last year I brought a couple of people over to your booth. I'm like, hey, you need to meet these guys. They're pretty good. I've never been one that, if you watch my channel, you shouldn't watch anybody else's.
Yeah, for what?
Jealousy is huge on YouTube.
No, it's crazy. It really is
like,
crazy.
It's ridiculous.
And there's a rabbit hole to it. It's you gotta.
There's a
stay
lot of
away.
drama. There's so
You
much
gotta
drama.
stay away from it. I mean,
It's
everybody.
crazy.
If you ever find yourself entangled in YouTube drama of a certain industry, just back off.
It's funny. So my new brother-in-law, actually, my sister recently got married. He watches YouTube Shorts and nothing but YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't do any other social media. And I was telling him this and that. He knows we do YouTube, but he didn't. He figured we just did like this kind of. It was normal.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know. He doesn't watch it, which is normal. I wouldn't watch a tool industry video if I whatever. And he goes this and that whatever. I go He said something about a drama between so and so influencers on some other type of industry. And I go, there's a ton of drama in the tool industry. He goes, what?
He loves it.
I was like, listen, you haven't told him? He goes, he didn't know, and I didn't talk to you. I go, no. I just pulled up and I showed him like 7 or 8 things he needs to just go in rabbit holes. You're just sitting there. We're on vacation, just watching videos and all the time. He goes, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It is,
And a lot of it, there's no reason for it.
No, it's not.
So
it's entertainment, but that's about it.
You would think a lot of people that, they defend like a certain tool company, like they own stock in it, Like,
oh yeah.
if you want
It's
to talk
alright.
bad about this company or this company, that's your opinion. I don't give 2 shits.
What's
bro.
country built
Like,
on? Opinions.
Do it,
Guys, this is sort of a intro into what this whole thing is going to be about.
A trial
Obviously,
episode.
Next time we're going to have microphones for each person. We'll have maybe a different setup. Right now, we're just sitting at the end of the table with a camera on a tripod over there. We're going to figure out how to set up the camera, how to set up the microphones, get the lights right. This is a trial episode. We said it before. We are not a production company.
No.
We are
Very far from it.
We are a tool company trying to produce
Make
media.
best with what we do.
We're a tool company trying to
or
produce
what we
media.
have.
And, I have no background in this. He has no background in this. Clay is new to us and helping us develop it all. So stay with us, and we promise there are some big things to come.
And some constructive, criticism is welcomed. We want you to know what would help us make this better. Not what we're doing wrong, what would make it better.
microphones.
Well, yeah. All right.
Tell that to Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
You're going to hear that probably 300 times.
Well, yeah, but we said at the beginning, we'll sing at the end. Get with Big B about it, because he's the one who's delivering them late.
That's it.
Yeah.
How about give the viewers an insight into how your journey came to be with VIP Tools?
So,
Well, obviously, we talked about how you discovered him.
no, I'm going to tell you how it come about. Like, here's the real deal truth about this.
Holyfield.
This guy says, hey man, I need pictures of every single individual item in our entire warehouse. There's only 22 billion SKUs. What would you charge me per set to do it? No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I was like, give me whatever your price is.
Yeah,
I don't know what it goes for. Just give me a price.
Kept on. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
But we desperately needed it.
Yeah, 100%.
So
And nobody here wanted
that was at
to do
least
that.
a year before Senior made me an offer to go to work with you guys. And I still ended up taking 22 billion pictures of white backgrounds.
But now you get a check every 2 weeks.
That's
But now you only have like 500 million left.
And it's crazy because you wouldn't think there'd be that much shit to take pictures.
Tell you what, though, how much better do you know the line now than you did when you started?
Well, wait, hold on a second.
Well,
Think
I knew
about-
all the part numbers, but I didn't know the
everybody
part
look at this
numbers
set.
of that bit. That's-
Everybody look at this set.
piece.
This is not a one picture thing.
no.
This is
It's like 6 pictures of the set, and then it's
And then
42
42
individual pieces.
and you,
Which each have like 3 or 4
you
pictures.
go cut out the background of this bit,
Yeah.
okay? And it's not that a Torx bit has a lot of angles towards the tip. You have to cut that out.
Yeah, so then, well, first off, you have to take the individual pictures. That's not that bad. It does suck, like with a capital suck. But you take the pictures, and then you sit down at your desk, and each one of those individual pieces have to be saved as that individual part number.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then you edit your pictures and you remove the background, and then you have to remember that part number to save it again because it has to go in a different folder. Then, after all of that's done, you have to upload it on the website. And the website we use, you can't just take a picture and put it on there. You want it high resolution where you can zoom in on it, but you're only allowed so many pixels by so many pixels. We've learned that the hard way. So then you have to put each one of those individual pictures into a software where you compress it, and then you have to remember that part number again.
And then the VHC 42s started looking like the VHC 45s and the...
Yeah.
And
And each one is VHC X5 and then VHC X5.5 and then 6.
And then you have to upload it to the website and do all the fun stuff to get that to work. And then you first change the case. And you have to redo it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That set picture is not bad, but you know.
Well, if you ever catch up, you will.
There's no way.
Actually, you
Like,
know what's funny? Wait,
no,
hold on. You know
hold
what's funny?
on.
There's a list.
False hope
There's
is what they do.
There's a list
hope.
of how much is left, but he doesn't want us to share that with him.
I don't want to.
It's just you know what? When you send me that last box, just include a case of Modelo's with like some like a ribbon.
I
like
really don't want to know because I could
congratulations.
probably open that plane door on the way home.
I'm gonna send him a box of just. I'm gonna dump all the Modelo's out and just send him an empty box with a fake ribbon on it.
So
It's gonna be a joke.
This is how they build false hope for me, right? So I'm like, Mike, we gotta be getting close to the end. Well, yeah, you get pretty close.
I ain't never said
And
that.
then I'm taking pictures and I look in the box and there's 4 sets left, right? And there's a lot more work than just putting the thing in the white box and taking the picture because you have to make sure every one of them is turned a certain way and you have to make sure your camera doesn't move. And during the process of taking pictures of the white sets, Mike will say, I need this picture for Instagram. Well, my camera can't move because if I move it, there's no way in hell I'm going to get it set back at the exact same height, at the exact same hand, the exact same.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Yeah. So, like, your camera's locked down. So, you know what? I'll buy another camera. So, I spend $6,000 to buy another camera. So, I can leave this one locked down to finish this because I've had to retake sets because I couldn't get the same angle on the bits. And it looks terrible. Because now when you click individual products, all of them's in a nice neat little line. All of them look the same all the way down. Well, one set, I thought I nailed it because I put tape on my tripod. Yeah, I didn't get the angle right. So, like, it's a little different. So I retook the whole set.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn, son. That is.
Instagram is a bitch is all I can say. So,
You're a YouTube guy. It's okay.
And
So-
you're not. You're an Instagram guy.
so anyway, I get down and I look in my box.
Clash of the tech titans over here.
Like you stand on a step ladder and you look down in the box and you're like, oh God, only 2 more. And then you hear the UPS guy pull up out there. Boom.
And then he says, "You got a forklift?"
And it's
You need
6
to lift-
boxes that
we got a
weigh
lift gate.
88 pounds a piece, and you open it up and it's like 50 million tiny little pictures in there, and I was like, so if anybody wonders why I post pictures of drinking beer a lot on Instagram, that has a lot.
So we used
We're actually
to.
coming out with a 400-piece set pretty soon.
Great. Hopefully it's pictures that I've already taken.
And it's all bits, half-cut bits.
Different styles.
okay.
We actually kind of get what you're going through in a way.
Yeah.
The where it just keeps coming type deal.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Michael actually got our start in this very office because this was our old office when we were just international marketing and sales, which is our sister private labeling company. That's what we started as. That was in this office. We're in the showroom upstairs, which used to be our conference room, but was empty because we rented the rest of the building out, and we decided to use it as a podcast room. But how me and Michael started is we were sitting there, and I was in college, early days of college. I was the repair center for a lot of our private label customers. That was that when we'd have warranties for some electronic, like some lights, different torque, whatever it was. I was a person fixing the plug and play stuff, whatever. It was a repair center, and that was my job through college.
Yeah.
And as the business grew, obviously sales grew, which means you get more product back. And at that point, I was like, this is crazy. This is I can't do this it's part time. I can't do this by myself.
Sure.
So I looked at Michael one day because we were working at Anthony's at the time.
I worked at a
Pizza place.
kitchen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it, he hated it, and I knew he hated it. And I looked at him and was like, yo, you want a job for summer?
Yeah.
And that's how this started.
Yeah.
And me and Michael would sit in the room right behind us. We would be fixing things, and we would disagree about everything: the temperature, the how loud the music was.
Nothing has changed.
Who's using this? Who's using that? Which because there were two different types of electric screwdrivers. I wanted that one. It was a whatever. And every day I remember walking outside because we'd have the staircase lined up. That's where the customer service reps would put the stuff.
God.
And we'd sit there, we'd rack out everything we had. We'd be like, oh, dude, we're done. We got the week's done. We walk outside and there's another 60 of them.
Yeah.
No,
and it's
there's
just
nothing like fixing those lights, man. I can tell you that shit drove me.
I've seen
crazy.
I've seen the ones at the new office down
Yeah.
there. And like,
No,
Yeah, it's
that
crazy.
but
Yeah.
it's has slowed down. Those lights are a little older now.
Sure.
Peak sales.
like you're talking sales are this, so you're obviously your warranties are low, but they're still doing this.
But
And I'm a part-time employee.
If warranties are 1% and you sell 50,000 pieces,
That's
it's
a
a
lot.
lot.
A lot.
Well, 1%
500.
warranty, 1%
yeah.
warranty rate is low, but 1% of 50,000 is a lot. So it was just a lot of lights, and it was, I mean, oh my god. But
See-
I'm very glad we got through that,
See,
and I'm very
but-
glad I stuck and didn't say, Louis, fuck you.
I'm going back to the pizza place.
It's- so the other
Big
day,
Pappy slinging a
so
pepperoni.
we had this DeWalt. There was a screwdriver with a button that would go. You could switch it, go the other way. And there was another one that was DeWalt branded, and it's actually really cool. But it had a gyroscope. It had a gyroscope in it, so you turn and it turned with it. You turn and turn. So there's no switch button. You just do
Right.
this. And the other day I found it in our office. And I hadn't seen that thing in 5, 6,
play
in like
with
7
it
years. And I
just
looked
for
at it,
nostalgia?
I looked at it, I was like, oh,
No,
shit.
it's
So I
PTSD.
walked up to Michael, and I have him behind my back, and he goes, what are you doing? I was like, you want to have a bad day? He goes, what do you mean? I go, he goes, no, stop. He walked away.
So one of the coolest things, obviously I've been down here several times before I went to work with you guys, and we kind of become friends at that point, right? So the amount of stuff that you guys make, obviously we can't discuss it on the podcast, but I was shocked at how much stuff you guys make that has another company's name on it.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Vim has been around for a very long
really
time.
impressive.
And IMS has been around since the 80s.
Yeah, well, combine the two, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And to be honest with you, I personally believe that, and I know that the discretion that we do have is the reason that we gain so many customers.
It's funny because you know how it is. When you do a video, you kind of look back at the comments and stuff, and you say, "Oh, that Vim shit sucks. I bought mine from X brand tool truck." I'm like,
Oh no, trust me.
you can't say
That's
that
another.
thing.
It's another. It's another.
Or
it's
I
another
wouldn't
rabbit
buy
hole.
it from them. I've seen it on this
We've
tool
seen.
truck.
We'll get. I mean, when we were, like he said, when we first started doing all this, we were looking at the comments a lot. We'd read it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'd read something, you'd be like, "What? Why? How can you?"
And you want to just
people would comment.
Set it down.
People would comment.
Cool.
Somebody said, somebody called Vim off-brand. I don't
Yeah.
buy off-brand tools. And we're like, oh my! And this was on Instagram.
I remember hearing Michael from the other room go,
So, no, hold on. So I'm like, dude, what? So I click on this guy's profile, and I see other products of ours on his page. You saw him.
yeah.
He's using other products of ours just under a different name, and I'm like,
And it's a lot. A lot. It ain't like you guys have 3 or 4 products on this brand or
No,
this
it's
brand. It's a damn
lot of each.
lot of them. I mean, a lot of them.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, like you said, you're never gonna make everyone happy.
well,
I'd rather
to
keep
be,
the paying customer happy than the person on YouTube.
and to stay humble. to be in all fairness, a lot of our competitors are the same way.
Oh, it's all over the industry.
This
of course.
industry is it's a bunch of companies just like us that make a lot of products for a lot of other people that you don't know about. It's people that don't have the resources to do so.
Sure.
So they just outsource it.
I mean, I've been fortunate to be at a lot of the big companies that make tools for the big 3 or 4 tool truck brands. And I'm sure I've seen a lot of stuff that I shouldn't, but
your discretion is why you keep being shown it.
And I mean, some of it will floor you. It will absolutely
it's crazy.
floor you that I had no idea that this person made this tool. It shocks you a lot of times. And, and what's funny is you got some YouTubers that love to expose that to the world.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they are way wrong.
Most times.
Way
Most
wrong.
times.
Like,
And
I
they will
know for a fact because I know the guy that owns this company and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but I've seen it being made and I know who owns the machine that it's being made for.
And they speak with authority as if what they say is 100%
That does happen
fact.
a lot. That does happen a
They're
lot.
like, well, no, because this is this and this is this. This is all BS.
But I prefer that over
Oh, I know.
them being correct.
Obviously, obviously nobody goes online and corrects them. All the companies that they talk about,
You let them
don't say
talk.
anything.
You just gotta let people
You
talk.
just gotta let people talk.
And the amount of copying certain things is really something in this industry too.
It happens a lot.
And that goes back to what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
The difference between somebody who's riding the wave and somebody who's actually trying to innovate in their own personal way.
But there's always going to be certain parts of a product line that is, how much more can you change this?
Well,
but you need it in your product line, so it's going to be very similar to others.
In order to be considered a full line of hand tools, like you may need this one specific thing. Or like if you come out with a promotional item that's like it's just something that has your name on it and it's something
It's a marketing item.
It's a marketing item. Our race day seed is one of them. They sold very well, and then some people will say, "Oh my god, I found it on Amazon." I'm like, well, obviously,
we're not making them injection molds in our factory,
But like, go buy a phone case from Snap-on. Like, did they invent the phone case? No, they put their name on it because it's a branded thing.
That same dude will hold up a Snap-on branded fillet set, like fish. I'm like,
okay, they didn't invent the spatula.
And it's called marketing.
Exactly.
That kind of part of the stuff was a little shocking to me about that, but the amount of R&D and people, like, I read the comments, them didn't make that, they just had some factory and they check a list. It's kind of like when you order a burger at a fancy place, do you want pickles, do you want onions, like they just checked the boxes that they wanted. That couldn't be further than the truth, because we've been working on a USA made ratchet that, how many pictures have we exchanged back
exactly that we're having made, not making it, but we're having that made.
That normal people would never, ever, never in a million years think about.
I mean, the process, reality is we had a idea, you drew it out, we actually drew it out on paper, we got technical CAD drawings made, then we 3D printed it, then we changed it, then we went back to the 3D printer, changed it again, went back to the 3D printer, went to factory, came back, made another change. Yeah. It's not.
And like, we're almost there. Like, and that's one picture that I promise you, I'm not going to bitch about taking. Like, I'm looking forward to this because because there's no secret. Like, how long have I begged you to do a USA?
This
was way before I went to work.
Yeah, this is probably 3 years now.
And like, it's almost here. It's gonna be really cool, and hopefully you guys will buy the shit out of them because it's cool. It's gonna be a damn good ratchet.
It is little features, obviously. You change certain things about it, and it's small things, but we want to pay attention to details in that aspect. But not only that, it's a big thing for us. It's going to be a USA made ratchet line that will expand into more.
And ratchets are very personal.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that you use.
It's the spatula for the grill.
So it has to
be perfect.
Exactly. Yeah. But not only that, it can't just be something regular like other companies. It can't just like be the same thing as another company.
Sure.
It's got to have your spark to it. And
I mean, even with something as simple as pocket pry bars, which these were broke on the original video that Mike screwed up for us, and we're having to redo the whole thing. But like we thought these were ready,
And they were not.
and
And
I'll
it's
let
just
you explain the difference. Why?
it's just it's a pocket pry bar. You would
three
think, you would think it'd be
generations worth
simple.
of testing got us to the final point.
So there's this one, which the original sample was this. The shaft came down only like a quarter of the way through the handle. It had a pressed-in clip, which we broke off yesterday on the episode that Clay forgot to remind me to put it on 24 frames per second for. And also it had a tiny magnet that stuck out, just past the shaft. So obviously you don't want this to happen. So we had to extend the shaft all the way through. But not only that, the pressed-in clip was too weak, so we went with a really strong wraparound clip, indented the handle so that it wouldn't slide up and down on the handle, and it's a much better design. We indented the magnet into the handle so that it doesn't stick out in case you actually hammer it. You don't want the magnet to shatter.
And
You shouldn't hammer a mini pry bar.
Use the broken one. No, okay.
Like it's strong.
You should not see. You gotta
Put it right in the center. Yeah.
You should not hammer a mini pry bar.
That's crazy. That's plenty for a socket.
You should not hammer a mini pry bar, but obviously somebody's going to. So we indented the magnet so that you don't break it in case you do. Also made the magnet larger so that it's a stronger magnet. I mean, it can hold itself on its side.
We picked that case up yesterday with that same one.
Yeah, there you go. That's a 42-piece set. Hello.
Gotta wake
Either
the
way.
boys up.
Yeah. That's a 42-piece set. I mean, it's a strong magnet. But there was 4 or 5 changes, and all the Pantones for the colors. We went through 3 different Pantones of red and blue and purple and orange because we're going to have all those colors.
Well, because if you're unaware, colors are a huge deal to
Really?
text. I mean, in the slightest change,
Are you
in the amount of people.
Well, but why wouldn't it be?
Why not?
I mean, like I if you hand me something red and it looks like orange, I'm gonna consider it orange, and I'm gonna take that as, hey, I don't like orange. You call this red, but this is orange.
You
Like,
like
so
orange. You like orange and blue.
The Pantone
You
has
should be
to
a Florida
right.
Gator.
Auburn.
Yeah, but that's a different blue. You like royal blue? You like navy blue?
I like all blues, bro.
Interesting. What about you?
All blues.
I'm not a blue fan. I mean, if I
It
had
used to be
pick,
my favorite color. It used to be.
If I had to
I'm a
pick-
green guy now.
If I had to pick a blue, I'd say dark blue.
I am a green and black guy now, and as tacky as that sounds, because that's what we are, I am a green and black guy now. I mean, the walls are green and black. We love
Sell
that.
out.
The sets
Sell
are green
out.
and black, right?
Sell out.
What color are my walls in my house? They're freaking green. Like, I am a green guy.
Yeah.
Before we end this podcast, I remember this morning specifically, somebody said, when we beat you at golf, we're going to bring it up on the podcast.
It happened. It did happen.
So we were down 3 holes. Me and Louie's dad were playing these 2. And I'm going to tell you, Pepe putts a lot is awesome with a flat stick. And that's not being sarcastic. The guy can putt. Like, if I'm going to put on the scramble,
Birdie the first hole?
this is my putting guy.
Anchor.
I'm calling him. You're my first call. If you're not available, Sam Burns, what are you doing Saturday? Pappy putts. So they had us down 3 holes, like just dogs stomping us.
I would say it was more than 3 holes.
No, it was. It was 3
It was
holes.
3 holes.
3 holes out the gate.
And then we tied the 4th hole.
And then it became a tie by the 9th. And then
then-
they lost. We lost 5 in a row.
Kind of like the days of our lives. Oh, how the hour has turned.
You know what? And I was this close to talking shit. Thank God I didn't.
So,
Thank God I didn't.
Oh, we ain't got to talking shit yet because we're down 3. We start 4. We tie it. And then, kind of like Brady, there's 2 minutes on the clock. Let's do this. So we start coming back, and we get up 5 holes ahead with 3 holes to play. And it's, okay, so the camera battery died, so we had to restart. So I'm going to finish the golf.
Restart
story.
the end of the conversation.
The end of the conversation. So as I say, like Brady, the 2-minute comeback was there. Me and Senior turned it on. We got up 4. And then we beat y'all on the next hole, which got us up 5. And this is hole 15, so there's still 3 holes to go. And they guys go, I'm done.
I was done.
I'm done.
I was done. I was losing balls left and right at that point. It was costing money. I was done.
I actually lost not that many balls. I
lost none, and then I lost like 4 in a row. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm done.
So technically, we
Because I
could
already
have won
lost.
8 holes.
You could, correct.
So we come down from -3 to +5.
You did.
And
It
then
was quite the comeback.
there goes the white flag.
Yeah, 100%. I quit. I said I'm
It was
done.
hot.
It was hot. We were hungry. No one ate.
Yeah, but so
I didn't eat shit.
you guys take that place for granted.
I wouldn't say that. I go there once a week.
To go down there, and it's like heaven to me because it's a beautiful golf course.
Nobody told you couldn't finish.
So no, I'm good with it. Like I'm fine, but like I enjoyed it a lot. I
It
mean,
is
you guys
fun.
didn't like it because it was cart path only, but
What do you know? I like playing. I wouldn't have been there if I didn't
no,
like
like you didn't like having to walk across.
Oh,
to your
well,
ball.
yeah,
Like,
but
that
that's just me
didn't
being a
bother
little
me
bitch.
because like it was nice. Like, it was a beautiful course.
Yeah.
I had a great time. I do appreciate you guys taking me because
No problem, man. It's fun.
that was a really good time.
It is a good time.
Especially since we
Honestly,
kicked your ass. That was it.
To be fair, like if whoever ends up coming on this podcast, if you are a golfer, I would be willing to extend that invite to anyone who is willing to join it and spend 2 hours doing this shit. Potentially 4, because that's what it took this.
So we're gonna have a part 2 next week, guys. I'm gonna come back.
Well, no, but come do this podcast. It's going to be probably we'll do something before. That's activity related. Maybe
'Cause to be
maybe
fair-
not golfing. Like that's a whole day thing.
Yeah.
But we'll do something.
To
We're
be-
not just like hey, come into this room, sit down, and we'll talk for 2 hours.
Well, the issue is it's awkward, especially
it is,
if
yeah.
you for
Yeah,
you and
yeah,
he are here
yeah.
together, but if the other person that I feel bad for that person.
Yeah.
Because it's a strange situation. It's a cool experience, but it's weird,
Yeah.
especially when you don't know us.
Well, too, especially because you got the people on the internet that's gonna like try to drag.
Exactly. So
stab
you
with
never know.
screwdrivers
But so
and kicks.
we would very much like to get to know that person,
So, yeah.
which we are fortunate enough to know a lot of people already.
Yep. That's true.
All right.
But I do think we need to do something special because if somebody stuck around through pretty much 2 hours of listening to us talk
That's right.
nonstop, they should be rewarded for that.
So what should we do?
If you stuck around to the end of the video,
Yeah.
don't spoil it. Don't say nothing to
Yeah.
nobody.
Don't put it in the comments.
Use it for yourself. Use code episode1, all lowercase, and that's the number 1, episode number 1. You'll get a 15% off the website, and anything over $100, you'll get a free shirt. And that will be until the next episode of the break room. So if you stuck through this whole thing for this week, use that.
Yeah. Just put your t-shirt size in the note section of
Yes.
your order.
Yeah, you need to do
So
that.
what if they there's multiple T-shirts, so they get to pick their shirt? Or
Yeah,
you
well,
pick their shirt?
the shirts are named on the website, so you can also include that in the notes, right? Spray
But
can,
it is
spray can shirt, or,
up to whether we have them in stock. But
yeah.
leave 2 options.
You will get your size
Just tell
in
us
one of the
tell,
shirts.
tell us what you want. If we don't have it, we will send you the next best thing.
There you go.
All right, guys.
Thanks for
Thank
hanging
you.
out with
Thank
us.
you very much for watching episode 1 of the Huevos Rancheros.
Red
Thanks.
Trekkers, I
Red
love
Trekkers.
Huevos Rancheros. I think that's funny. I think it's a play on our Hispanicism.
Yeah.
Bam.
All right, peace.
You should have ended it with bam.
Bam.